2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
The Gina and Matty podcast.
We missed you so much while you were gone, Matty Basley.
Stop it.
So here's all the goss.
Okay.
Adam did a very good-looking, handsome Adam.
Who?
Adam.
All right.
He did a wonderful job while you were away.
Mm-hmm.
But CJ and Adam have morphed kind of into like a brother and sister relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to kind of all the time fighting, I had to deal with this sort of thing.
Good morning, producer CJ.
Good morning.
Look at her saving you. This time yesterday you two were fighting and she just saved you. She just dug you out of a big hole.
Love-hate relationship.
It is.
Hey,
You love me and I hate you.
Good gear, CJ.
She snapped back. They fought a lot. They carried on.
How are you with that? Because I know how much you love confrontation and conflict. How are you dealing with those two?
Fine.
Yeah, okay,
They
great.
were fine.
Yeah.
I've been babysitting Bear in a bit more Bear news. I was so excited today.
So the kids have gone away
Yeah.
and you've been babysitting the grand dog.
Yeah, he calls
How
me.
long?
He calls me Gigi because he can't say Gina. 2 weeks.
I'm amazed that he can say Gigi.
I know he's amazing. Yeah, look, I do love him, but it's been 2 weeks. Their plane would have touched down now. They're just flying in from LA right now, and I just can't tell you how excited I am. But I had to bring him into work a lot because I can't leave him at home because he ate our front door.
Yeah.
And you just don't know the damage he's going to do. I brought him
So
into
you bring
work.
him into work to do the damage instead?
He pooed here. So I know you knew that he pooed once because CJ sent you a photo of me
On your hands and knees cleaning up dog
'Cause
shit.
I walked in it and then I walked it all through the kitchen and didn't notice. He pooed at CJ's feet. Then he pooed at the big boss Shane with the Y's feet. And then we thought all the pooing was done. He did 4 poos in here. I think now he thinks this is where he comes to poo. God. So when I was on air,
He didn't eat some of Laura's fruit salad, did he? That's
we
not
might
what
have.
caused his tummy to be
He
upset.
might have. So Luke, our tech guy, had to clean it up. But he does
Hang on, why did Luke have to clean it up?
Because I was on the wireless, Matty. I was in here live and then I had a live read to do as well. And I'm like,
you're full
I'll
of it.
come.
No
I'll come.
way.
I think, you know what else has happened? I think that since I had COVID, which is ages ago, I think I've lost part of my smell ability because I couldn't smell.
This is just
He
all a
did
cop out.
poo.
This is all a cop out. I can't smell. I had to do a live read. I had to be on air. So, Luke, can you clean up the dog that isn't mine, but I brought to work's poo that's on the carpet?
I love Luke. Keeping on a theme of animals, Billy from the reptile park brought in something fluffy and something bitey for everyone to see. And first of all, everyone wanted to cuddle the fluffy one, a wombat. And they're cute. They sit on your knee like a little kid, but they smell. So he said to me on
And they do square poos too.
They actually...
I might have learnt that in one of your segments.
They actually do. He didn't do a square poo while he was here, though he probably wanted to because he could smell bear's poo. But I didn't cuddle him because they smell. They are a bit smelly.
So does your dog, just so you know.
Not as bad as a wombat. And Billy from the reptile park, he actually brought in the 5th deadliest snake to milk. I'm not even kidding. And it was an eastern tiger snake. But I asked him, that was tough. And we were in here. I was over on your side by then. I'm on your mic by then because the snake was over here near where I am. And that wasn't that fun, that bit. But I said to him, look, this is tough. Your job must be tough. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Yeah, it wasn't at the park. It was over in Indonesia, and I got wrapped up by a huge reticulated python. They're the longest growing snake on the planet.
How long?
It was over 6.5 metres. Yeah, so it took a mate I was with. We were there filming with a film crew from Europe, and it didn't bite me. It just managed to get coils around my stomach and my chest and my arms, and it sort of, within like the blink of an eye, it had me wrapped up, and it took 9 rangers to actually unwrap me to get.
Holy moly.
Honestly.
I had a run-in with a cougar in Indonesia once.
Did
Ended up
you?
a very similar situation.
He wrapped you right up. I asked Adam while he was here, one of his areas of expertise, grass and weed, because I'm having trouble with mine, and he was very helpful, Matty. He was very helpful. We also had a staff picnic for Easter while you were gone, but it rained. So we played games and ate lots of yummy food in the office, and the egg and spoon race was a real highlight. And it turns out Rory, with his long legs, he can really run fast with a spoon in his mouth.
I have to be very careful where I go from
He
here.
can go. He can go. Go.
Yeah.
Can he go?
Good work, Rory.
And this was probably a couple favourite moments I've saved for last. We interviewed the travel guides. That was on last night.
Oh, it was on last night?
Oh, my God. I love that show. And my favourites.
I went to New York. Was it America? A whole new America?
Last night, Switzerland. It makes you want to go to Switzerland. It was amazing. The Friend family, we interviewed them and I fangirled them big time because I do love them. And guess what? They listen to us.
Good morning. And look, we might be one of your favourites, but we love Star FM. It's so bloody good. We always listen to you, Gina. You're fantastic.
You do not.
You guys are up in Newcastle.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
They listen to us, Matty. They might be listening right now. Hello, Friend family. You're our favourites.
Shout out.
Big
Love
shout
that.
out.
Yeah, I
And then-
definitely watched it. It wasn't New York. It was Switzerland. I was definitely watching.
I watched it last night. We also did a segment where we asked what the biggest whoopsie was. And Nina, oh my God, her whoopsie was bad. Have a listen.
Hi, Gina, this is going to make you feel better. I went to a local rugby match. I hadn't seen a girlfriend for ages. We gave each other the biggest hug. I looked her up and down, told her how radiant she looked, rubbed her tummy, asked her when she was due because I was so happy for her. And she said, I'm not pregnant.
Rubbed her tummy. Rubbed her tummy. And it was also while you were gone, Matty, National It Sucks Day. And it sucked not having you here. We love you. Welcome back.
Jana and Matty.
Before I begin, a content warning. This segment contains discussion of violence against women. If you or someone you know needs support, please contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. So this is a difficult story to tell, which on the coast here, we're all quite familiar with it. So it's one we need to tell and one we need to listen to. The Central Coast community has been shaken by the tragic and senseless death of Audrey Griffin. She was a vibrant 19-year-old, loved by her friends and her family and everyone lucky enough to cross her path. She was a talented athlete and a beloved member of the community, and she had a whole life ahead of her. Instead, her name joins a growing and heartbreaking list of Australian women taken too soon, not by illness, not by accident, but by violence. Audrey's murder isn't just a local tragedy, it's a national wake-up call because Audrey could have been anyone. She could have been your sister, your daughter, your mum, your friend, your colleague, a stranger who smiled at you on the street. And what's most devastating is that stories like Audrey's are becoming far too common. One woman is killed nearly every week in Australia by a current or former partner. And look, we've all heard the statistic of DV way too much. But this 53-year-old scum of the earth was a complete stranger to Audrey. So the statistics of women suffering at the hands of men are alarming and we need to do something. And I don't know what the answer is, Matt. You know, like, do we light every street? Because there are some real dark spots on the Central Coast, and can we put some lights? You know, if you are going to walk home from Terrigal or walk home from a pub, can we not walk home anymore? I mean, I don't know how many times I've walked home from Terrigal.
This is where the conversation around it starts to frustrate me, because why do we need to make provisions for violence? Like,
Yeah.
so okay, what's the solution to this? Is it making streets lighter? Is that what the solution is? Because what we'll do is, because men are going to do this regardless, so we'll just light the streets, or tell women they shouldn't be running in the dark because it's not safe. No, women should be able to run in the dark.
That's right.
You should be able to walk home.
Yeah. Tell women to buddy up. Like if you go to the toilet, you've got to take a friend.
It's not a woman's problem.
No.
It's not the women's problem in this situation to go, oh, I have to do something. No, it's not.
That's right.
I know this is going to be a very triggering sentence, but it's men's job to do better.
Yes. And
parents' jobs now to
Yes,
to
and this-
teach
yes.
the next generation.
teach that next generation that violence is not okay, but also because most of us listening are good parents. And, you know, you're not displaying any of this in your own home. The majority are good parents. I think what we have to do is teach our children to speak up. Teach them when they see something in the playground, when they see anything that doesn't feel right, make it okay to speak up. Teach our kids from a really early age that you're not a dobber if you say, Billy just punched John in the playground or whatever that might be. I think we need to give kids a voice from an early age. I don't know what the answers are with politics. Politicians can jump in and help, but we have to change men's behaviour. Just Friday night, we went out to dinner and we could see an altercation in the car park between a man and a woman. And we went down the window and said, would you like us to drive you home? Are you okay? And she said, that'll make it worse. Just don't draw attention to it. So we waited until she hopped in her car and he was her husband. And she said, I know there's a lot of attention on this at the moment because of Audrey. And she was clearly scared. And what do? We tried to stay. I think the thing is we're teaching our children to speak up. We want to teach our children to speak up. I think also if you see something that doesn't feel right to you, like we did on Friday night, it didn't make a difference other than this woman potentially felt heard. But stop. If something doesn't look right on the side of the road, stop. Wind your window down and say, are you okay? And if you can, get that woman in your car and drive her home or drive her somewhere safe if you can. I think we need to not just drive by. I read another story on Facebook the other day. A lady said that she saw something happen and 6 cars drove by. She turned around. She had a little kid in her car. She turned around and tried to help this lady, but so many cars just drove by. Stop. Use your instinct and help. It's too late for Audrey, but this needs to be a moment where we as a community and as a nation just go, enough is enough. I don't know what the answers are.
Well,
I mean, for now, I think you've got to buddy up with your girlfriend. If you're going to walk home, go with you. Get a friend to go with you if that's your only choice.
I've seen, now we've been on this election campaign for how long? Weeks now, right? I've seen Peter Dutton at so many petrol stations. I don't know, countless. I reckon he's been at more than 10 petrol stations pumping fuel. Albo's been out doing stuff. And they've been talking, the audio grab that you're going to hear today, all day today, is them trying to guess how much a carton of eggs are, right, from the debate last night. I haven't heard them once mention DV or violence against women or gender-based violence.
They haven't, not once.
I have not heard it being mentioned once in this election campaign. We go to the polls on Saturday. No, they haven't been talking about it.
They haven't, and they need to. You can't just brush this under the rug any longer. We have to do something. Our community leaders need to do something. There was a wonderful evening on Thursday night last week, Matty, where thousands gathered on the beach.
I saw it. Just what a community.
What a community.
And there was, and I know for a fact there was probably thousands more trying to get there, but because of the infrastructure and how hard it is to get in and around Terrigal, some people missed out on being able to get there.
And it shows you how fiercely the Central Coast does show up when it matters most. But I think we need to look at this and make a change. I'm not too sure what the answers are. One of my very dear friends put up that post of the video of, all the thousands of people on the beach. She got some negative feedback on, people, and don't be a keyboard warrior and put in some negative feedback. Let's all jump in here and try and make this a point where we make a difference and we say enough is enough. We need for women to feel safe. I don't know yet what the answers are, but we need to do something. If this is upsetting you and if you need support, please don't sit in silence. Lifeline is always there. You can call them on 13 11 14, and this is a call. It is the time to mourn a beautiful girl, but it's a call to action.
Gina and Matty.
We've had the Pope's funeral. Over 200,000 people attended the procession, St. Peter's Square, to pay homage to the former head of the Catholic Church. Now we're in the middle of Pope Idol, just waiting to find out who gets voted in to be the next Pope.
Did you see all the contenders too?
Yeah. Osher was there with James Matheson, just putting out the numbers to call to vote in who are going to get in there. In the 13th century, it took them 3 years to elect the next Pope. But surely they've already decided.
Oh, mate's been in training for years. Yeah. Surely.
And did you see how the movie Conclave has just gone straight to the number one? So Conclave is what they...
My face is going...
Yeah, I know. I saw that happen. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to need to explain this.
Yeah, explain it.
Yeah, the Ralph Fiennes movie, which is about electing the next Pope. It's only not even 2 years old, and it's on the streaming services. It might only be 1 year old, and yet now it's back up to number one. But
so what are you going to do to be the next Pope?
Just get your mates to vote for you. Pretty much. You've got to have 2/3 of the Cardinals vote for you. So you've got to have more than a majority stake in votes, and you've got to be under 80. Is the other classification. US
They should do
president.
that with
US president.
presidents,
Fine.
doesn't matter.
Nah, that's fine.
Doesn't
you can be as
matter.
old as you want.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you think so?
speaking-
Do you think all those new hopeful popies have been schmoozing? Like you would, wouldn't you? You'd say, "Do you want to come over for dinner?
Yeah.
What can I?" You'd have to let them see what a good person you are.
I've got the good wafers and the good wine. Come
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Look, the Catholic Church have a decision to make here, whether they keep going progressive like they have been,
Yeah.
or if they go back conservative. And the feeling is that, not that I know much about it, but the talk is that a lot of the other countries outside of Europe have been very influenced by the US culture, and they're a little bit too, if you could call the US culture progressive, they're a little bit too progressive. So I think they're going to be looking internally.
Right.
And maybe just pull back a little bit from where they were.
Yeah.
But it was going to be
Do you
interesting.
think it was a sign that he actually passed away on Easter Monday?
On Holy Week, it is phenomenal.
Yeah,
that
right?
happened. I think it's real. I think it's kind of fitting. It's kind of
Yes.
fitting. But yeah, so they had the funeral. And speaking of US presidents, Trump was there, and he's been slammed.
Yeah,
been
look,
slammed
I
for a
saw the
few
smallest
things.
thing and I thought to myself,
Yeah.
Matty Baisley will tell me what actually happened.
Well, he wore a blue suit to a funeral.
Why?
Well, maybe got tomato sauce on his black one. I don't know. But
Maybe he thought the Pope would love a bit of colour.
the traditional attire for a Catholic funeral is black, the colour of mourning, and it's worn to respect the deceased. He's
Yeah.
wearing his navy blue one. But I feel like this story about Trump at the funeral is kind of like I will take the mickey out of him at any opportunity, but I
Yeah.
feel that like this one's a little bit unfairly targeted because also Prince William was wearing a blue suit. He's not copping too much grief for wearing a navy suit as well. He did step on the carpet that no one's allowed to step on. Right, but then
Did he know that you're not allowed to step on it?
well, do you reckon he knows anything other than what's going on in his life?
No.
Absolutely not. But then I thought, okay, that's a click. I'm clicking on that. He's
Yeah.
treading on the carpet.
Yeah.
Like it's his shoe is like hanging over by
tiny.
he's not even a full toe.
And he's got big feet. Like you can't control those.
He's got big shoes, is the rumour. Whether or not his feet actually fit into those shoes is another one that's going around with
big
Trump.
pants.
Yeah. So there's that. He stood on the carpet that no one's allowed to step on. He was chewing gum. All right.
Really?
Which I go, okay, it's a long service.
And maybe he's got really bad breath.
I reckon he suffers from halitosis,
Yeah.
so he's chewing the gum. He was texting. He was on his phone during the service.
No, he was not.
Again, like it's long. Like he's maybe just checking his Insta. He's
don't.
sliding into his DMs, and then he fell asleep. Now,
He actually, and have they got
Yes.
video of him falling asleep?
it's very bright. So is he squinting?
Oh, maybe.
Is he falling asleep? But again, just it was long. Those
Look at you giving him excuses.
Look, checking your phone, falling asleep at something that could be a little bit boring, and wearing the wrong colour suit is something that I feel like I could potentially do. So I just don't feel like I can go too hard on him.
Listen to Gina and Matty weekday mornings from 5:30.
Live on the Star Player.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.